So you're taking on Notre Dame for the second time this year, and how would you? I had Brian Kelly on this week. I'll ask you the same exact question. How would you talk to the, I guess, front load, if you will, to the committee that if you lose this game, that you should still be in the top four when there are others that may not have played the same competition or even the same number of games, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really obvious. That's a tough question to answer in my position because I mean we feel like we're definitely one of the best four teams in the country, and there's nothing that's going to happen in that game next week for Clemson or Notre Dame that's going to change that, in my opinion. And that's based on data, and I don't think that it's almost like you got to have 120 hours to get a business degree and but yet, these people over here only need 60 hours to get a business degree. I think, anytime you step in between the lines in the game of football, there's a lot that can happen. A lot. I mean, heck, we in 2017 we lost to a 3-win or 4-win Syracuse team and still went to the playoffs. So anything can happen. Guys can get hurt. There's a lot, and so I think the fact that we're going to have 11 games. As well as the SEC teams. I mean, you look at Florida and Texas A&M and Alabama. I mean, these teams are going to have 11 games in this year. It's incredible. And, I think the Big Ten, I think, had the same opportunity, and they chose not to play. And I think the only reason they ended up playing is because of the leadership of the SEC and the ACC and the Big 12, and have demonstrated that we could do it and do it in a safe way. And it's been an unbelievably challenging season, that's for sure. But I think that the committee's going to have some tough questions to answer and things like that, regardless of what they do. And obviously, as coaches, we don't control any of that stuff. So I do think that our team has played incredibly well. We had a double overtime loss at the number 2 team in the country now, Notre Dame. It was a great team and an unbelievable game. And again, no matter what happens for Notre Dame or Clemson, nothing changes in my mind as far as both of these teams being in the top 4.
So again, I asked this of Coach Kelly as well, and he did to say the same thing. I'm just the coach. I had to point out that just like you are influential. You're an influencer. So you would have a problem with not making it, obviously. But you would have a problem, even if you did make it, maybe, that a team that played half the number of games would make it. Would you have an issue with that, Coach?
I wouldn't have an issue with it because, again, it's not my position to have an issue with it. My position is to coach my team, regardless of whoever. And you hate it I just think that there has to be some type of standard, and I just think it would be, if I was on a committee, it would be hard for me to leave out a 10-1 Texas A&M or a 11-game Florida team, over a team that's played 6 games. That would be hard for me if I was on the committee, but I'm not on the committee, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean they're not a great team and could win the whole thing. I just think that there has to be, I just think from a big picture standpoint, I would lean toward rewarding the teams that have been all in.
So,
and because it's been an incredible challenge.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.